Hello, this is Diana. This is my Trailblazers of the Universe YouTube channel. On my channel, I am helping you fearlessly and unapologetically live your best, most authentic life. I am helping you break through your barriers and transcend the limitations you may have. If that sounds good to you, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. So, today's weekly intuitive message is to give yourself credit for how far you've come. A lot of times we get stuck in thought loops, feeling loops. We end up, as I would say, shoulding on ourselves all the time. I should be farther along in life. I should be more healed than this. I should have made more progress in this area. I can't believe I'm still acting like this. I should have acted better. I should have done this. I shouldn't have done that. So when we get in that cycle, we're beating ourselves up a lot. We sometimes, especially if you're a perfectionist, you feel like nothing you do is ever good enough. And that becomes really toxic. And when we're doing that, we're losing sight of the bigger picture. We're focusing on these little details, these little mistakes that we say we made, but I don't really like to call things mistakes. Everything, they're just lessons in life. So you learn from everything in your life is just an experience, and you're learning from it. And you can't say you should have done that, because you should have. If you would have known better, you would have. That's the level of consciousness you're in the moment, and that's a decision you made based on the level of consciousness you were at. Doesn't mean, I'm not saying what's right or it's wrong, but that's the level you're at, and there might have been other factors that influence that. Maybe that's what your intuition told you. Maybe your intuition told you that to lead you in a different direction, or because your intuition told you that because you were supposed to learn a certain lesson. You had to go through that experience, even if it seemed negative, even if it seemed like the wrong experience. It might have actually worked out for you in the long run, because it helped you learn what you needed to learn to move on, to get to your next level in life. Even if it seems like the more windy path or the darker path, sometimes that's what we need to learn. We had to make that decision so that we could learn from it, whether we could experience suffering, so then it would motivate us to change. It's all about accepting yourself for every decision you made. You made the decision based on your thoughts, your feelings, maybe outside factors at the time. That's the decision you made, and just accepting it, and accepting that we aren't perfect. There's no perfect version of us. You're just being a human. You're going through human experience, and you're just trying to be authentic and do what feels right at the moment. Even if in hindsight it didn't, you're like, what was I thinking? But even looking at that now, that shows the growth. So even going through that experience, sometimes when you see the contrast between this and this, that's when you see growth, and that's when you learn the most. So give yourself credit for how far you've come. You're still here right now. A lot of people didn't make it. You might have been through it. You've been through ups and downs. You've been through tough experiences, and a lot of times they say if your life was tougher, rougher, then it's because your calling is higher. Like some of the darker experiences I've had, going through addiction, going through mother ending her life, things like that, a lot of the grief I've experienced, trauma I've experienced, I would not be able to do what I do now and make these videos and help people and without going through those experiences myself. I had to go through the depths of that experience, the darkness of that experience, and find my light out of that experience in order to do what I do. We have to learn to be an alchemist of our life, and we have all these experiences, ups or downs, and you're not alone. Everyone's had certain lessons they have to learn, experiences, both negative and positive. But sometimes when we focus on what I should have done, you're missing the whole big picture. There's a whole bigger picture. There's a purpose of that experience. And sometimes you miss the lesson. When you're saying I should have done this, should have done that, you're missing the lesson. Or you're missing the silver lining in it. There was something good in it. There was something positive. There was something that made you who you are today, something that you learned, right? And you're missing the whole point of it by focusing on I should have done this because it wasn't exactly the way you wanted it to be in your limited mindset. a world of endless possibilities, expansive universe, right? There's so many different ways something could go, different circumstances, many different directions. Just because it doesn't look exactly like you think it should look doesn't mean your life's not going in that direction. Sometimes we think, oh, I did this, I messed up, everything's messed up, everything is done. It's not gonna work for me anymore, and we give up and we beat ourselves up. But actually, how do you know that that isn't the stepping stone to the life that you do want, or that one experience, that thing that you didn't think worked out for you actually did work out for you if you look in a different perspective, and it might not be something that you see until later down the road. So keep an open mind, accept yourself, give yourself credit for how far you've come. If you were making better decisions than you were before, even if you fell down and got back up, you're doing better than you think. If you're responding in a different way that's healthier than you did before, you're doing better than you think. Give yourself credit. If you are, even though you made a decision that you weren't happy with, that you maybe feel some shame about, some guilt about, if you learn from it and you're going to do something different next time and you're actually being aware of it, you're doing better than you think. So we have to give ourselves credit for how far we've come. I think we also compare ourselves to other people a lot, and we never know what other people are going through. But stay on your path, keep improving yourself, keep healing yourself, keep accepting yourself. We don't have to be a perfect version of ourselves. Part of it is accepting our light and our dark, doing shadow work, right? Accepting all parts of ourselves and accepting the decision you made. Hey, I made this decision with where my mindset was at the time, where my level of consciousness was at the time. That's the decision I made. And just accept it. It's already done. So beating yourself up, saying I should have done this, should have done that, and we're losing sight of the bigger picture, how everything fits together. That experience maybe led to something else, that's going to work out for you or work out better than you expected. You have to have just a better mindset with that and be open, accepting, allow things to come and go. Everything's temporary, everything's always changing, and just always try to find the silver lining in the lesson in everything. You know, you could beat yourself up over the experience or over the decision, and you could let it be a victim, let it ruin your whole life, or you could find the silver lining and transmute it, be an alchemist, and use those experiences to improve yourself and to heal yourself more, and so you have awareness of these patterns so things will happen again, and then you can make a better decision next time. That's all I have for today. If you like this content, hit those like and subscribe buttons. I also have a Facebook group, an Instagram, and a TikTok. My links are in my video description and in my channel description. I also offer transformational and spiritual coaching. If you're interested in that, my contact information is in this video as well. Have a good day. Namaste.